I got an invitation from winning the Arnold Amateur. So, we'd have to see what would happen. I didn't even know who Wesley was. I was just...
तो क्या हाल चाल है दोस्तों, स्वागत है फिर से एक बार आप सभी लोगों का बॉडी बिल्डिंग अपडेटर में। आज की इस वीडियो के अंदर हम लोग देखने वाले हैं सैम सुलेक का आर्नोल्ड क्लासिक यूके इंटरव्यू, जिसमें उन्होंने अपने अपकमिंग फ्यूचर प्लान, उनके ऑफ सीजन के बारे में, उनके नेक्स्ट कॉम्पिटिटिव सीजन कैसा रहेगा, क्या कुछ करेंगे, सब कुछ आज की इस वीडियो के अंदर हम लोग देखने वाले हैं। उनका कंप्लीट इंटरव्यू आप लोग को मिलने वाला है। सो वीडियो को एंड तक देखते रहना एंड सब्सक्राइब कर लेना बॉडी बिल्डिंग अपडेटर को ऐसे ही अमेजिंग कंटेंट के लिए। बाकी आप लोग इस इंटरव्यू को एंजॉय करो। मिलता हूं मैं वीडियो के लास्ट में।
And say, okay, I can listen to this. I can listen to this feedback. And that's kind of the whole point. I did the same thing for the amateur shows. First show, 2 weeks on my phone, flex your freaking legs. So for the next one, I got them flexed. So that's, I don't really see that as a problem because it's just something to adjust and kind of correct going forward. So I made a big adjustment from the first show to the second show. Obviously, for the Columbus show, I was way bigger after a year off season. And then I was bigger in the UK show compared to Columbus. So it's like just an upward trajectory. And that's all I can ask for.
Well, can you talk to us a little bit about everything you do is original and you're the only one doing it like in that type of way with this type of success, and you coach yourself, correct? How hard is it to coach yourself when you never competed before as a pro, and you're coaching yourself with so many eyes on you, and all the top pros, as you guys know, they have all these coaches with high experience, and you got all these millions of fans into you, every move you do. Talk to us why you want to coach yourself and put all the trust in yourself.
I think that's just kind of how I am anyway. I mean, let's be real. As much as we can have a bunch of guys around us hyping us up to work out and stick to our diet, it's, the real battle is when it's just you. You just woke up, it's 2 in the morning, you're going to go to your kitchen. Do I want to have cheese toast right now? Do I want to have some crackers? Do I want to eat some ice cream? Like, the real battle of it is just individual anyway. And if you know anything about social media, there's a ton of bodybuilding / coach drama. I don't want any drama. Like, I want to just stick to myself, and then, that comes with its own benefit and potential drawback. If I came on stage and I looked like total trash, I couldn't say, oh, my coach screwed me. It was my coach's fault. Like, it's pretty much all me. And I'm cool with that, because then if I show up and I look pretty good for me, I'm like, yeah, I did it. Very nice.
Did you ever think this would happen like this? The popularity and being a role model for bodybuilding, because you are a bodybuilder. That's how I got to know you, through bodybuilding. There was no gimmicks. There was no weird Instagram edited pictures. It was you training, eating, bodybuilding. But now you are the bodybuilding hero at only 24. Did you ever thought that this could happen that fast?
Oh, basically never. I never would have expected. If you went back 3 years in time, I never would have expected any of this. Before I posted anything, my plan was always to get this big anyway, just because I wanted to. Like, I used to watch Callum von Moger videos. The guy's like 240, he's benching 315 in Gold's Venice, and he's super funny. I'm like, oh, that's the coolest stuff ever. I just want to do that because it's cool on its own. So it's, I think even if I never posted anything, I'd still be this big. I definitely wouldn't be sitting in front of everybody here. But in terms of my mindset, when I started making videos, I was a little bit of a social media hater, because I feel like a lot of the times, if you took the camera away, some of these guys won't even work out. All they want to do is get this validation from their phone that they're actually doing it. I mean, I've seen it. A guy will put his tripod up, he'll do a set, oh, he looks like he's freaking killing it. He hits record off, he's done with it. Posts it, leaves, moves on to a different movement. I mean, it's just terrible. I hope that I don't get put in that same kind of category, because I just want to keep it basic, So I saw there's a little bit of a hole. It's like everybody's talking about the gym, but nobody's just keeping it simple, doing basic gym training, like keeping it about the gym. So that's what I wanted to do. And then now it's wild how far it's grown.
Well, I think everyone can see how you're training and the level of density. And you guys saw him yesterday. There was a lot of density to be 24, wasn't it? Yeah, well, it's really incredible. You have a lot of thickness for that age. This is rare. So it's not all about just the shape, structure. It's also about that density. And to have that at age 24, that shows you that you're really killing it in the gym. So it's very impressive, to be honest.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is really impressive. What's also very impressive is when you watch your YouTube, when some people blow up, like you're the biggest name in bodybuilding right now, they stop some of the things that made them popular in the beginning. Your YouTube, your daily reaction with the fans. Yeah, you don't just do an Instagram story. You do a YouTube every day, even though you're at this level. Talk to us a little bit. How did you become so consistent with it? And for people to learn, to stay consistent with the things that make you who you are. Like, you're still doing it. Talk to us a little bit about that.
A lot of the times when I'm, especially when I'm sitting talking in the car, you know, I'll say, oh, it's all about the consistency, keep doing this thing every day. And usually I'm talking about the gym, but really I feel like it applies to everything. You know, I think a lot of people here are wanting to coincide their lifting journey with like a social media page too. You want to show it off, right? And you know, maybe next year you could be up on a stage like this at an expo. It's like you never know how quick it could happen. But I like to think of it the very same way. You know, one workout isn't really going to do jack. If I went back in time and picked 10 workouts out of my whole career and just like made them disappear, I'd be as big as I am right now. So one's basically insignificant. So the same thing with, you know, making a little video or a post. Like one every now and again isn't really going to help. You just got to keep kind of doing it. I've seen guys who've been posting stuff for years, and only just in the last few months have I seen their numbers just kind of like start to climb. So to put a little bit of a social media hat on, it's the same as the training. Just keep doing it, and then you'll get results. If you keep dieting, you'll eventually see a bicep vein. If you keep bulking, eventually you'll see the scale go up. You'll get a bit stronger. I think consistency is just definitely, you know, a big component of a lot of the success that we see at these expos.
Is this motivation or is it discipline you have to be able to do this so much?
A little bit of both, but I think I'm very spoiled with the gym just because I really like it. Like sometimes I feel a little bit strange answering a question where someone might say, like, how do you keep showing up? Like, how do you go and, you know, hit a really hard lift every day back to back? And I'm just kind of excited to do it. Like, I want to do it. It's fun. So there's certainly days where something's a little off. I'm a little sick. Maybe a scheduling issue became a little bit of a challenge. You know, those are the days where I know, fast forward, I'm going to feel better if I did it. You know, if you've ever watched, there's a few videos where I'll say, like, okay, I'm about to travel. I stayed up too late. I don't really feel like doing this leg day. But at the end of it, I can kind of sit in the car and say, oh my God, that was crazy. I'm glad I did it though, so now let's go do the rest of my thing. So it's kind of like fast forwarding and thinking about your future self. Are you gonna regret slacking off right now? In the moment, it might feel sweet. In the moment, you might think, I should get a Caniac combo right now, and I should pull into Wendy's, and I should just take a nap instead of training. But if you fast forward a week, you're probably gonna regret it.
This season is not over for you, correct? Is it off season now?
Yeah, now I'd say it's pretty much time to grow.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit about that. Are you excited to get stronger again, eat more food? Do you enjoy the off season more than the prep season?
Yeah, I think I definitely do. The way that I do it is I essentially diet and bulk to the point that I'm ready to be done with it. So at this point, it's been almost 6 months of dieting. I'm ready to eat. So I'm ready to start eating and growing and bulking up. So that's kind of the plan. I'm not gonna go completely insane because I just dieted for 6 months to get this lean. I don't wanna undo it in 2 weeks, which I probably could if I ate a whole bunch of junk. So I'm gonna ease into it kind of slowly. But yeah, when you're fully fed and carbed up, the training is a lot more fun. Like I feel like I've got a rev limiter right now because I've been on such a steep deficit. Like I'd love to throw around 3 plates on incline bench, but I gotta work my way back to it. So I'd say fast forward 2 months, I should be at full speed, you know, squatting 500. It'll be crazy. And that's the fun part for me.
Squatting 500 at 24, it's impressive, yeah? Definitely. So any shows planned for next year? Will we see you at the Arnold Classic next year? Will we see you? Where will we see you next year if you're planning on to competing next year?
Well, there'd be no guarantee about the Arnold Classic, because the only reason I got to do it this year was because I got an invitation from winning the Arnold Amateur. So, you know, we'd have to see what would happen. But really, my plan is just to grow into a competitive pro. I took this from Rich Piana. If you've ever watched a Bigger by the Day video, you know that every so often he drops some pretty substantial wisdom. I wouldn't recommend you listen to everything that Rich has ever done, but there are points that are very valid. And the way that he talked about competing was, what's the point doing 5 different shows in a row, and maybe you're not as big as you want to be, because you're not going to place as well as you want, and you're never going to progress because you've been dieting. I'm not bigger than I am 6 months ago when I started dieting. Like I've kind of paused my progress. So the way I look at it is, I can take a year, I can take 2 years, bulk up, guide down, grow, fill my frame, and then do my first amateur show, second amateur show, turn pro. Okay, perfect. So I lined that up very well. So I was at the top of the amateur league, and now I'm at the lower end of the pro league. So now I'm just right back where I started. I'm going to start growing again, fill out my frame a little bit more. I mean, we saw how much bigger Wesley and Mike were compared to me. I mean, really everybody else. They're all just like 5 years older. So I've got some time. I've got some time on my hands to grow. And then once I'm a bit bigger, it'll be time for a bigger show. So when that'll be, I can't say for sure. But I'll definitely be substantially larger than this month.
How does it feel to be with those top guys that you probably read about in the magazines or on you? Well, more for you, YouTube, right in next to guys like Mike and Vissers, with so many eyes on you. And the Arnold Classic gives a free live stream, so the whole world is watching, and so many clips, and you're standing with the best of the best right away. How does that make you feel? Is that pressure? Is it fun? How does that make you feel?
It's definitely more fun than pressure, because at this point, I'm kind of used to having a lot of eyes on me. I'm used to getting a lot of criticism. It kind of just comes with the territory. But it is very insane just knowing that I get to stand up here with them. Like when I was 16 or 17 years old, I remember I watched a Wesley Vissers shoulder video before I didn't even know who Wesley was. I was just watching the video freaking not 10 years ago, but 8, 9 years ago. Maybe more like 6 years ago, something like that, a long time ago, a much smaller Sam ago. And now our paths have crossed in a very big way, getting to be up here on stage. But I definitely would have felt a bit more pressure if all the classic guys were very tense and just like, don't freaking talk to me. Now, all the classic guys were super chill backstage. Like we were all just helping each other out. They were very nice. I know the open guys get a little bit more tense, so it might have been different if I was backstage with them. But all the classic guys were sweet. We're all taking pictures. No, they're really cool. And Wesley, I mean, he's super nice. So it was, the pressure was off. We were all just here to perform.
A little bit about how you deal with a lot of us, when we deal with better, we're a little bit older, but you're 24. And when people talk negative, you know, like where you see it on social media, you have a lot of young fans. And at only 24, you get like millions of positive comments, but you always get a lot of some hurtful comments. How do you deal with that? And to the younger people, how can you some advice they can deal with negative comments? Because you're a different age, you're only 24. And let me tell you, if you're 24, can you imagine getting thousands of negative comments of how you look or how you speak? Or that's really, it's something that we never dealt with. How do you deal with that at age 24? Because you're just a kid or a young man. How do you deal with that? And some advice to the people getting the same type of thing in your age group.
Yeah, there's definitely a learning curve. Like the first time you start looking through your comments, everybody's done this. Or at least every, you know, kind of big name out here has caught themselves reading specifically a negative comment. And it's just a psychological feedback loop. You might read 10 nice ones or 100 nice ones, but something about the human brain, you're only going to focus on the one negative one. But the way I look at it is when I started posting videos, in the beginning, you know, every video did the same, a few hundred views. I remember thinking, holy crap, this TikTok just got 100 likes. Nice. That was the most likes I'd ever got before. Like, it was insane. But the way that I kind of spun it around, which I think you should try to do all the time, spin any kind of negative into your mind, translate it, and then just turn it into a positive. It seems kind of far-fetched. But if you only get positive comments, that means your videos and your post is only getting shown to the same, you know, maybe 500 people who like you. So you're not growing. As soon as you start getting negative comments, that's when your videos start doing better. So it's kind of just a positive indicator that you're growing because your stuff is getting shown to more people, and some people don't like what you're into, but that might be 1 out of 100. So you kind of get over it. And then don't forget, you can turn your phone off. You don't always have to actually be looking at it. Like, I have not watched every Sam reaction video that has been posted this week. I've been watching a lot of Trailer Park Boys and just like random YouTube channels of like niche content, stuff like that. And it's made this week very chill.
You got a lot of fans, especially young fans. What do they give you? What do you feel you get from them in the positive? What do you love about your fans?
What's really crazy is when guys tell me that I'm the reason that they started working out. Because I feel like, you know, when I was working out in the beginning, I'm watching, you know, different Athlete X videos or Calvin Von Moger videos and Rich Piana videos. And, you know, I always kind of wondered what I would say to these guys if I ever got to talk to them, like Rich especially, which obviously, you know, now I can. Like, what would I say if I could tell him, like, the stuff that he said got me into the gym or gave me a certain kind of motivation or made me like dig a little bit deeper, just even get more serious, which doesn't have to be an early in your training situation. You can lock in whenever. You can always take it up a notch. So I've always thought, like, oh, what would I say to the guys who got me started? And now it's like, wow, I'm getting the same, you know, back and forth, but from the opposite direction. And it kind of makes me forget how long I've been doing this for, that somebody could tell me they've been working out for 2.5 years because they started watching my videos. It doesn't feel like I've been doing these for 2.5 years. Like, it just puts it into a really cool perspective. And then one thing that really gets me going is when guys show me a photo, Sam, I lost 100 pounds in 4 months, or not 4 months, like 6 months. Look at this transformation photo, and it's unrecognizable because me and him can kind of click, because there's no way that anyone can lose that much weight without doing their cardio and without counting their calories, which is like my main thing that I'm always talking about. So some people will tell me they started counting their calories, they're doing cardio. Well, I don't have any proof. But when this guy shows me he lost 150 pounds over the course of a year, well, that's some pretty substantial proof. So I know that he's been doing it, and that he kind of understands the value.
What means most to you? Being a pro league athlete on stage or changing lives like that? Those type of stories that you change people's lives. You save their lives from all type of things. What means more to you, that or competing?
Hearing that from other people is definitely more valuable. And when it comes to competing, it's not exactly my main motivation. I think I've got 2 coinciding goals which just happen to be exactly the same. So for one, I just want to keep getting bigger because it's cool. I want to see myself at maybe 270 pounds or 260 pounds, bulked, and then I want to diet down and see how I look lean with a bit more muscle. And well, I just described what bodybuilding is. So even if I never competed again, I'm still gonna keep bodybuilding. That's the fun part for me. Obviously competing is insane and like this is a crazy weekend, but it doesn't really change who I am. Like I'm the same guy today as I was yesterday, but now I've competed. I'm the same guy after I went pro as I was before. You know, you don't suddenly, it's not like magic. You're still you. Life goes on. And for me, the gym is gonna be indefinite. I couldn't even imagine a day where I wouldn't want to hit the gym going forward. Like that's like a bad universe, alternate reality, where I lose it with the gym.
With so many fans, do you feel now that you have a responsibility as a role model to be a positive to everyone? I know I also really loved Rich Piana, but as you said, some things you listen to, maybe not everything. Do you feel you now as a huge role model and you're just growing, you feel some type of responsibility to be a role model for, and do the right things? Is that something you think about throughout life or throughout your day?
Yeah, a little bit, but that's kind of how I am anyway. Like I'm not really like kind of a party guy. Like I'm not worried about somebody taking a picture of me like coming out of a club or something, or like, you know, not to call out Tiger Woods. That's probably not going to happen with me. But that's not because of a social media following. That's just because that's not really how I roll. So I could definitely feel the pressure of, okay, there's a lot of people watching me. I better not do anything crazy. But that's just how I am anyway. I want to wake up, do my cardio, get a pump, go home and chill. That's kind of just what I like.
Guys, you do hear this is bodybuilding, yeah? This is like bodybuilding lifestyle. So I'm so happy that that's why you're so, this is so good for me, because it's bodybuilding. You're spreading the word of bodybuilding, the lifestyle, doing the right choices, the structure. This is why we love bodybuilding, with getting bigger and stronger. So I'm really happy that you are a bodybuilder, Sam. It's great. We need this for the sport, you know? So that's why I'm so happy that you made it, because bodybuilding needs something like this, yeah? That you just live the bodybuilding lifestyle and you put time and effort into it. And it's fantastic, Sam. I'm really happy to see your success. This year, do we have something you want to accomplish outside bodybuilding? Is there anything new, any dreams you want to do or see? Is there any places you want to go? Is there some parts of the world you haven't seen? Is there a rap album coming out? Is there something you want to do in 2026?
You know, I hate to say that I don't have any non-bodybuilding related goals. That's kind of the main thing. Like I've really been looking forward to getting some more food in my system since last year in August, when I started kind of dieting down. So I mean, really my goal is just to kind of get bigger. But it ends up bleeding into everything else, you know. So whatever else comes, we'll just have to see what happens.
How do you start just a little bit? We know you've been popular for your eating before, then you change your eating a little bit. When we're going into off season now, have you planned your calories around? Is it going to be a lot of food? Do we know the calories around, or do you go by feel?
No, I'll ease into it. The more every bulk and every diet, you get a little smarter. It's as long as you pay a little bit of attention. It's just kind of the nature of things. I haven't had a gallon of chocolate milk in quite a while. So I think I've adjusted a little bit. But once you start eating as much food as, you know, you're really growing, you kind of start seeing, when you eat more junk, like if you're always eating fast food or just, you know, whatever, it kind of starts like just making you feel kind of sluggish. So now, I mean, I'm not even thinking that I want to eat something super crazy. It's like, give me a big bowl of rice with barbecue sauce and like half a steak. Like that'll be perfect. Like the more whole foods that I end up eating, I kind of visualize like my body's a filter. The simpler the foods are, the less that's going to gunk up the filter, and then it's easier to eat more food, and I can keep growing and I can get bigger. You know, and there's nothing wrong with a dirty bulk if you don't put on too much body fat. But at this point, I'm a little bit cleaner with it. So I'll start at maintenance, and then I'll increase it and increase it and increase it, just so I'm gradually in a steady surplus. Because the last thing you want to do in a bulk, which, you know, I've been criticized a little bit, I've mandated that we reach 200 pounds in an off season. That may not be necessarily right for everyone. What if somebody's 5'2"? 200 pounds would look insane. So what I really mean is in an off season where you're trying to leverage your calories and actually grow and make the scale change, I do not recommend that every pound of muscle is accompanied by 4 pounds of body fat. That ratio pretty much sucks. So try to stay relatively lean, but still watch the scale increase. If you do your cardio during a bulk, that'll help this situation. You won't get so soft. So I mean, I did my 30 minutes this morning after a little chest day at Dino's. So, you know, as big as I'm gonna get, I'm still gonna be pedaling, because it'll help me stay a little bit leaner. I won't have to get so soft, and I can, you know, I can make room for some Ben and Jerry's every so often.
last question. Give some advice to the young people that want to achieve their best life. What can they do to get to, well, not to your level, but to go to the top, to try to go to the top, because you already at the top at this age. If you're starting out, you're young, some advice to live the best life they can live.
Yeah, I think a really important part of, or how I could kind of describe it for me at least, is I'd say the gym is like my thing. Apart from the fact that I think everybody should work out at least a little bit, even if you don't love the gym, even if you're not a gym rat, everybody should get a pump every now and again, you know, a couple days a week. But if the gym is your thing, then you should treat it like that, and you should kind of respect that, okay, I want to get good at this. If you know in your mind, like, okay, I really have a legitimate interest and like desire to progress, well, then your week should reflect that. You know, I know a lot of guys where, oh man, 2026, bro, I just went to the Arnold, I'm gonna lock in. And then 3 months later, not really. You know, oh, I had to take a month off. My shoulder was doing this thing and I
तो गाइस सब्सक्राइब कर लेना बॉडी बिल्डिंग अपडेटर को बॉडी बिल्डिंग की दुनिया से जुड़े इंटरेस्टिंग कंटेंट के लिए एंड बॉडी बिल्डिंग की डेली लेटेस्ट एंड फास्टेस्ट न्यूज़ एंड अपडेट्स देखने के लिए। बाकी सब मिलता है नेक्स्ट वीडियो के साथ में, तब तक के लिए बाय गाइस।